Now let's take a quick look at how to animate bipeds. Now we can animate bipeds using one of three methods. We can keyframe them. We can use automatic animation, which uses footsteps to drive the position of the character. Or we can import motion capture data. So each biped, I'm going to have two of them in the scene here. So I'm going to go ahead and select this first one, biped 01. Now, if you're not in figure mode, you should be able to animate a biped fairly simple. You can manipulate the joints either through rotation or translation, so they can go from IK to FK very easily. And if you turn on auto key, you can basically animate them. So if I move this arm here, and then scrub my timeline forward and move my arm here, you can see that I'm getting some animation. So now he's basically going from there to there. And if I wanted to, I could actually go through and actually keyframe animate the whole character. But one of the things about biped is that it does allow for some degree of automation, and that can really be beneficial. So let's go ahead and select this second one, and we're going to do some automatic walking or footsteps for this character. Now, if I select this character, you'll see that under biped, we have a couple of different modes here. And the one I'm looking for is footstep mode. And when I do that, it brings up these two rollouts, footstep creation and footstep operations. Now, footstep creation allows you to either draw the footsteps one at a time or create multiple footsteps. Now, we can also create a walk, a run, or a jump. So I'm going to leave this on walk. And we're going to create some footsteps just by drawing them into the scene. Now, when we do walks, we can also determine how long each footstep is. In this case, I have it at 16, but we can bring it up to any number that we want. And then we also have a double support number. Double support is that point where both feet are on the ground. So how long is that going to happen in frames? So I'm going to leave this at 3. So in order to do this properly, we need to be probably in a top view here. So I'm going to go into the top view and center that second character. And then I'm going to lay down my first footstep. So I'm going to actually do create footsteps at the current frame, select that, and then lay that down. Now this actually is color-coded. So this first step is actually green. So green is the right foot. So I'm going to start off with right foot step, then a left foot step, then a right foot step, and another one for the left. Now I can keep going like this, and I can actually go through and modify these footsteps by moving them. Or if I want, I can also do what's called create multiple footsteps. And when I do that, it will append to what I have the number of footsteps I specify here, along with all of these parameters here, including the stride length and so on. Now I'm just going to go ahead and click OK and just use the defaults. And what it's done is it's added in these additional footsteps. Now if I go into my perspective view, you can see that scrubbing this really does nothing because I still need to activate these footsteps. So if I go into footstep operations, and to activate these, we need to go create keys for inactive footsteps. So I select that, and it goes ahead, and now it allows me to see my character walking. So if I press play, you can see how it goes from one to the other. Now, one of the nice things about this is that it's very interactive. So if I wanted to select one of these footsteps, I could move one in, and I can literally rework the way that that character is walking. So as you can see, I'm affecting the character of this walk. That's pretty cool. And then when you're done with footstep mode, you can turn it off. And if you wanted to, you could actually go through and animate on top of this using keyframes. Now notice how this also sets up a set of keyframes on the timeline that we can also manipulate. Now, in addition to all of this, we can also import motion capture data. And that can be as simple as selecting a biped and pressing Load File. Now I have one motion capture file out here called runaround, and this is a biped format. But you can also import other types of motion capture as well. So let's just go ahead and use this biped format one. And there we go. So now I've got this second character running around as well. So as you can see, we have a lot of options for creating animation in biped. We can keyframe animate, we can lay down footsteps and activate them, or we can import and export motion capture data in biped or other formats.